Dawning Systems has spent 30 years solving the hardest organizational challenges. What has changed is not the expertise, it is how it arrives. We now encode that expertise directly into purpose-built precision instruments. Tools designed around your specific challenge, executable by your team without training, and configurable within hours, not weeks. The AI makes us faster, the expertise makes us right. These are real screens from the Simtrinsic retention engine, not mock-ups, not stock photos. The attrition risk dashboard, the LASSO analytics engine comparing sites, the scheduling optimizer catching clopenings before they become resignations, the cohort taxonomy revealing patterns invisible in aggregate data, the 5-step intervention workflow running live. This is what it looks like when workforce intelligence is built for the service industry. Precision tools for real problems, in the hands of the people who need them most. Whether you manage 5 people or 50,000, across one location or 500, the Simtrinsic retention engine gives every stakeholder the intelligence to act before attrition happens. Start with a free demo dataset, no setup required. Experience predictive analytics, intelligent scheduling, and human-centered intervention design working together. The Simtrinsic retention engine, where workforce intelligence becomes your competitive advantage. 2 stores, same chain, same pay scale, Portland's top driver, fatigue from clopenings, Chicago's unpredictable schedules, generic benchmarks showed both locations as average performers. The LASSO scheduling optimizer found what the benchmarks missed, and site-specific interventions cut turnover in half at both locations within 90 days. For the service industry, location-level intelligence is the only intelligence that delivers real results. A Tier 2 intervention costs between $500 and $2,000. Replacing the employee, it saves costs, on average $14,000. HR manager Daniel used the interventions platform to deploy structured support for 8 flagged employees, career path planning, compensation reviews, and flexible scheduling. 7 of them stayed. The platform calculated a 4.2 times return on that investment within 30 days. Evidence-based retention isn't soft, it's the most measurable ROI in the building. When Nationwide Logistics integrated 166 LASSO variables into their attrition model, everything changed. HR Director Priya used the risk scoring engine to weight clopening violations at 0.41, the single highest predictor of departure in their workforce. The moment she saved those settings, every employee risk score updated instantly, platform-wide. For the first time, Priya could tell the executive team with confidence, we know exactly who is at risk and we know exactly why. Jamie Martinez had 3 clopening violations in January, then went quiet. Her manager Dion opened her profile and saw the full picture. A risk score climbing from 61 to 84 over 3 months, a child care event flagged in November, and an intervention recommendation already queued by the system. Dion didn't need to guess. He had a conversation that week, adjusted Jamie's schedule, and she's still with the team today. 1 profile view, 1 retained employee. Meet Carlos, a senior data analyst at a 600-person distribution center. His team kept losing experienced schedulers, but no one could say why. Using the algorithm manager, Carlos opened the 5 weight sliders, saw that scheduling quality was pulling far more weight than compensation equity, and shifted the balance. He ran an auto-optimize pass, targeting employees above risk score 75, and the algorithm surfaced 23 staff members his team had completely missed. 2 weeks later, his HR team had personally reached every one of them. Before a quarterly planning meeting, Operations Director Renata needed to understand which workforce segments carried the most risk. She opened Who Are My People, applied life stage and department filters, and in under a minute saw that early career employees in operations had an 18.4% attrition rate, 3 times higher than the company average. That single insight drove 3 targeted interventions before the quarter ended, and attrition in that cohort dropped by 11 points. Most resignations don't start at work. They start at home. A sick parent, a new child, a partner's job loss. The prevention workshop helps managers like Sophia see those pressure points before they become crises. Sophia reviewed Jamie's care circle, saw a parent hospitalization coming in April, and scheduled a thoughtful gift and personal check-in for that week. Jamie received it 2 days before the hospitalization. She told her manager it was the first time she had ever felt seen as a person, not just a shift. When the ACA premium increase was announced, Marcus Webb, chief HR officer at a regional grocery chain, ran the economic shock model. He discovered that 34% of his single-parent associates would hit financial distress threshold within 90 days, and pre-deployed targeted relief packages before a single resignation letter arrived. 8 shock categories, BLS CES data integration, and life stage-specific impact analysis give you advance warning before economic headwinds become workforce exits. Recognition doesn't need to be expensive, it needs to be right. The Gifts Library gives managers a curated catalog matched to each employee's life stage and care events, a childcare credit for a new parent, a spa day for someone approaching burnout, a career coaching session for an ambitious early career employee who's feeling stalled. Every gift is pre-approved, life stage matched, and deployable in a single click, the right gesture at exactly the right moment. When the CFO of Pacific Retail walked into her quarterly review, she didn't flip through HR reports. She opened the executive hub and saw 3 numbers. Company-wide attrition was 14.2%, up 1.8 points from last quarter. 47 employees were in the high-risk zone, and the projected replacement cost, if nothing changed, was $2.4 million. She forwarded the summary to her board chair before the meeting started. The decision to double the retention budget was made that afternoon. Retention programs often stall not because of budget, but because of approval bottlenecks. The decision-making platform gives executives a structured workflow: submit, review, approve, or redirect. Division Director Marcus used it to fast-track a $40,000 schedule restructuring proposal in 2 business days instead of 3 weeks. The system generated supporting documentation automatically, routed it to the right approvers, and sent confirmations to the HR team. The program launched Monday. After 6 months of retention programs, CHRO Valeria needed a clear answer. Is any of this working? The monitoring and reporting platform showed her a program effectiveness scorecard across 4 active initiatives with 90-day attrition trend lines for each target cohort. 2 programs were showing strong lift. 1 was flat. Valeria reallocated budget from the underperforming program in real time and scheduled the updated board report to auto-generate by end of week. Frontline manager David had 22 direct reports and no early warning system. Until someone gave notice, he was always the last to know. The Business Manager Hub changed that. Every Monday morning, David reviewed his team's engagement alerts, individual risk scores, and flagged life events, all in one view. The week he saw Keisha's score spike to 79, he had a conversation before she started looking elsewhere. 8 months later, she's one of his most engaged team members. When employees log in, they don't see a generic HR portal. They see their portal. The employee landing page greets each person by name, displays their current life stage, surfaces pending surveys and benefit enrollment tasks, and links directly to the resources most relevant to their situation right now. For a new parent in family formation, that means childcare support options and a wellness check-in. For a pre-retirement employee, it's flexible scheduling and pension planning, personalized from the first click. Most employees don't fully use their benefits, not because they don't need them, but because they can't tell which ones apply to them. The employee dashboard starts with a 2-minute life stage quiz. Based on the answers, it surfaces the 3 to 5 benefit categories most relevant to that employee's current life situation, and highlights the options most commonly chosen by people in their cohort. Childcare assistance, flexible scheduling, and wellness support enrollment rates have all climbed significantly on platforms using this approach. The 25-question Universal Baseline Employee Well-Being Survey takes about 4 minutes to complete. It covers work environment, life satisfaction, schedule stress, relationship with management, and financial well-being. Each response feeds directly into the attrition risk model, not as a punishment, but as a signal that helps surface support before someone reaches a breaking point. When employees see that completing a survey leads to a care gift or a manager conversation, participation rates regularly climb above 80%,